Namaskaram everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I want to talk about substances and drugs. Why I'm putting out this video is recently I watched this video from Beer Biceps. It's a very awesome channel which I follow. So there was an interview which Ranveer did with a person and he talks about recreational drugs, hard substances, soft substances and a lot of other things. Really good video. You guys should definitely check it out. It will be coming right now on top and I'll also put it in the description below. So heads up, this video in no way promotes the use of drugs or any other substances. Please stay away from them. Also, you guys know that I only put out videos of things that I have personally experienced. But this is one video where I'm going to put of something which I have not experienced. That is, in my 29 years till now, I have never taken any substance. Whether it is cigarettes, only passive smoking, that happens a lot around the friends around me. No alcohol, no kind of any other drugs, nothing. I have not taken any of it, but the only drugs that I have taken is psychiatric drugs, which I later realized are very chemically similar to cocaine and heroin. Okay, so this is, but I'm not saying this from the point of view that I'm doing something great by not taking or anything. No, it is not coming from that point of view, but it is just to share of, but still about my views, and I actually wanted to know about drugs and substances. So the story is like this, that from a young age, I never wanted to take substances. I was quite happy, so I never felt the need to take any of these things. So, but what happened was slowly, I felt that I'm doing something big. I'm not taking any drugs, I'm not taking alcohol while people around me are taking, and I felt this like superior feeling, like I'm someone big. But what happened, as life has its own ways. When I started struggling, when suffering started happening, all these moral codes and all shook up within me. When I look at people who are taking drugs, who are taking alcohol, they seem to be happier. At least they have some tool to work out their stress, their anxiety, while I'm not having any. So internally there was this struggle within me. On one end there was this Vaishak who wanted to try it. On the other end there was this moralistic guy who was telling me, no, this is the only thing that you have, you should not give it up. So even though while people were telling around me, oh, Vaishak never has tried any substance, he's very, very good guy. There was this someone inside me who was like, come on, it's okay, you can try it. So it was quite a miserable feeling for me. So at that time I was like this, that I had this idea that even if someone puts a gun to my head and tells me drink alcohol or we'll kill you, I would say no, I won't drink alcohol. So it was that kind of thought patterns and everything that were going inside me. I'm telling all this to you so that you guys understand where I'm coming from and why my opinions and views are shaped. So it was a part, but after inner engineering happened, I am talking, this is not to promote inner engineering or anything, but this is a fact. But after I did inner engineering, something tremendously changed within me. To give the simple example, if the same person came with a gun and put it on my head and said drink alcohol or we'll kill you, I would easily say okay, my life is more important to me, I'll drink alcohol. So that is the change that happened. I still don't do any substances, I don't drink alcohol, but that compulsion to not do has gone away. Like earlier it was because of compulsion, because of my thought patterns and all, that I was keeping away from it. But now it is because genuinely I'm very high on life. It's so, I never felt the need to to take any substance, because I see this is a much more effective way to exist in life. So I'll go a little back. Before inner engineering and all happened, I still wanted to know why people are taking drugs. I could not, I was always a seeker actually, because I could not, because when I see it around, when I look at around the movies and all portray that someone smokes marijuana, they go haywire, they go mad. But all around me I see people doing them and they're not going haywire, they're not going crazy. Yes, their faculties are reducing and they are not becoming very sharp or intense, but they're not going crazy, they are just normal people. So I was like, there's something missing, something is going on, and I wanted to know about it. So at that time books were my major source of information. I used to devour books. So one such book that I found was Chasing the Scream. Can you find it? Yeah, this is the book. It's super book. It's by Johann Hari. You can check his videos out on YouTube also, super videos. So this book I read, it totally changed my perspective regarding drugs and all. It talks about a lot of things regarding legalization and all. See, I'm not an expert in legalization, whether to make it legal or illegal. There are a lot of debates on that stuff. But this is just for my knowledge. I read it, and if you want to know more about how this drugs came, what are the drugs, what are its actual effects, definitely you can read this book. So after reading this book, the way I looked at my friends, the way it totally changed. The way I looked at people, the way I looked at people who are using the so-called drugs which are evil, it totally changed. And this book and inner engineering and sadhguru talks just added to it. Right now I'm at a place, when I see my friends doing alcohol, when I see my friends smoking cigarettes or whatever substances it is, I do not look down on them ever. I do not think there are some people evil or they do not have any value or they are some cheap fellow. Nothing like that. I just see that, they are using a tool. They are using a tool to feel a bit more profound experience. Because I wanted to experience more life. I want to each and every moment I want to experience more of life, feel more joyful, feel more connected. Now these guys, my friends, and all the people I see are using drugs as a tool to feel it. Because I see some of my friends when they're smoking, some other friends who doesn't like to smoke say, what are you doing? This is a very bad habit. And the same guy will go and drink alcohol because he thinks it is much better. So to each person there is a separate tool. For some people it's just Pepsi, some people it is junk food, for some people it's marijuana. So it keeps on changing, but each person is basically using each of the substances as a tool to have a better, more experience in their life. So whenever I talk to these people, they ask me, why don't you do it? I'm like, bro, it's just that, I totally understand that smoking, everything, it's totally cool, bro, you can do it. But for me personally, yoga and meditation, it's the most potent tool. Because, on certain days, it's just like this. I can just sit like this and, I do not even need to sing a song. I can simply dance. Simply tears of joy will come. What requires people, a lot of DJ parties and all, I can simply be with myself and it will happen. Because essentially, even if you're going to a party, even if you're smoking or whatever it is, you are using an outside tool to generate this chemistry of bliss. Actually, there are a lot of scientific research. I've seen a lot of videos. I'm not exactly sure that there are receptors in our brain which are waiting for the pleasure molecule. It's called some anandamide, and it is the same thing that is released when someone smokes cannabis. But does that mean you need to smoke cannabis? No. This human body, it is more sophisticated than the biggest chemical plant. I have worked personally 6 months in a chemical plant in Qatar, known as Qatar Chemicals. It's so huge, so complex. Oh my god, that's so big. But I realized that my one cell is more complex than that petrochemical factory. And if this body is so complex, don't you think it can release its own chemistry, its own molecule of bliss and anandamide? It definitely can. It's just that most of us are not willing to look at it. Most of us are not willing to bring a tool into our life. And the most safest tool is yoga and meditation. So I'm using yoga and meditation because that's how people use it. But yoga means everything. It includes everything. So I just need to use yoga, but this is just for the video's sake. So the practices, it gives me such an intense amount of bliss. I wish people just give it a try, but it is not something to be forced upon people. So the only way I can show it to people is just by being joyful and happy myself. And if they feel like I have something that they don't have, they will definitely come to me and ask, what is it that keeps you happy? Which happens a lot actually nowadays. So I just tell them, it's yoga, bro, yoga. So that is my opinion on drugs. Like people who are using it, people who are doing it. In our society, we have not made enough support system of love, care and feelings of empathy where they can connect with anyone. Yet, we are trying to, criminalize all these things. So somewhere something is missing within people. That is why they are turning to substances as a tool. So we are not willing to look into all those things, but we are just going to, degrade them. And so many things are going on. So since I have read all these books and it's from my personal experience, I can see it happening. So I never degrade anyone who's taking any substances. Is it the right thing to do? No, right now it's not valid, so you definitely should not do it. Because according to me, whether you legalize it or make it illegal when such a powerful tool as yoga exists, why do you even need to think about it? And definitely you guys should try this. Last but not the least, I was talking to one of the meditators, so he was like, he has never done any of these substances, but he wanted to try an experiment. I don't recommend you try this experiment. So he went to the bar, he had a few drinks along with his friends, they all fell down, but he didn't feel anything. They were all feeling like after drinking the alcohol, but he was like, okay, this is not even a high, this is a letdown. Like the kind of high he was getting from his yoga, and when he drank alcohol, it was a big letdown. So he's like, okay, this experiment is a failure, I don't need to do this ever again. So I won't tell you guys to do that, because no, let's not go there, but definitely you can. Just be open, guys, just be open to it. Means I'm not saying be open to trying drugs, because there are certain hard drugs which are very, I feel, hard for the body. So I think there is no need to even look at that side when such a powerful tool exists. So this is just my personal opinion. So definitely I hope you guys like the video. If you don't like, you can dislike. And if you feel like supporting me, I have a Patreon link. You can make a small contribution which will allow me to put out more awesome videos and keep on putting out more content. First, everything is good, I'm doing awesome. Hope you guys, all the meditators, your sadhana is going well, and who haven't done inner engineering, there's a program happening in Mumbai, definitely register for that. So a Chennai program is happening, I think today is the last registration date. Maybe when I'm uploading the video it's already over. So take care guys, namaskaram.